Welcome to Overseasoned.
It's only going to take one take.
I actually kicked him out of the restaurant.
Why?
Gotta bitch to someone.
Gotta bitch to somebody, and I'm good to bitch to.
I thought you were from Spain.
Yes, I am.
Oh.
Sí soy.
Gotcha.
Soy chorizo.
Oh, no.
You've gone into Martha Stewart land.
It's good. It's just not live.
Whatever.
Okay.
It's like a scene from Cocoon. Like the sun goes down.
You don't want to get blacklisted.
You know what, Mr. President? Is this what you want? Welcome to Overseasoned Podcast. Today is going to be an appreciation podcast.
Aren't there was appreciation podcast? What are you appreciating today?
Well, for starters, I'm repping hard because you're never alone with a fader knife.
Oh, definitely
And
not.
Check it out. It
X
is
likes, he says these Fader Knives t-shirts make him look
hard as fuck.
tough.
Yeah, like I'm tough.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I'm walking down the street.
They probably won't let you through airline security with that shirt.
They actually have a hard time letting me through aircraft security as it is because every time they look at my last name, they're like, "Is that a Habibi?" God. Anyway,
You get that?
I do. I get pulled out of every fucking line.
Really?
Even with my TSA thing, it's really annoying. And what I want to say is
It doesn't
it's
even
Basque.
look vaguely.
It's Basque. It's
Arabic.
not Arabic, right?
I get Arabic sometimes on
Do you?
IATSE. Yeah.
Interesting.
I guess the A's and the Z's.
Huh.
But I've never been pulled out of line.
I've been pulled out of line multiple times.
I mean, you're kind of shit.
Well, especially if I grow my
Especially
beard
because
out.
you never know where you're from. You're like,
Yeah,
wait, where are
yeah.
you from today? It's
Philly? Is it Basque Country? Is it Puerto Rico? Is it Bogotá? Is it Jersey?
That's the one that usually never comes up when you.
You know, Jersey. I don't know what it is. Everybody's got hate for Jersey. Listen, I just.
South Jersey.
You know what? I'll take South Jersey any day of the week.
See, I knew there was
Because-
inter Jersey.
Have you ever, when I was younger, and there was ever a trip that had to be taken, par example, to the Newark airport or anywhere up, like we had family members that were in
anywhere up?
Union
Because
City.
you guys kind of define the state by the exit, right? So anywhere up is
No.
Where's the dividing line? Is it like Tom's River or something like that?
It's Trenton.
Trenton.
Whatever we make you take. That city, that disgusting little trifling wannabe place. I'm sure Trenton there's actually some pretty
So that's part of the
parts.
North, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Judging by the description you just laid out.
Everything south of Trenton is
God's country.
It's water.
Wooder. Oh,
Water.
Wooder.
And it's it's pork roll.
We should talk. What's a pork roll?
A pork roll, now that we're on the subject for just this moment.
Okay. We've talked about this before, way back in the early days with Dave Katz.
Oh, yes. Okay. So, hey, Dave Katz. Hope you're doing well. I know you're not listening to the show, but we appreciate you because this is the appreciation show. So, a pork roll is I got a good one. Imagine if bologna and Spam had a baby.
Okay. I think you're on the right track there. I've only ever had it 2 or 3 times, and it's been a while.
Oh, really? I actually was at a wedding for my dear friend John, and up there they had a diner that
Up in the Great White North?
Dude, it was out there. It was in Lewisburg, Pennsylvania.
Oh, so not even New Jersey.
No. It was out there in like central Pennsylvania, like in the great beyond. Out there. In like
Horse country.
Yeah. Yes. It's beautiful, part of the world, I guess. It's rolling hills and stuff, which you don't see in Jersey. But they had pork roll on their menu.
On the menu?
Yeah, and I ordered it. And
Wait. What was kind of? I mean, usually it's like at a diner or like a quick breakfast sandwich spot.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. It was at a diner.
Okay.
It was at okay, so let me tell you this. And I forgot the name of it was called Graham's Eatery. What a great name for a place. What a way to set the expectations.
The eatery part?
Dude, I mean, a
Graham's.
place called Graham's. I think Graham's is in reference to grandmother.
I would imagine so.
Like Lola's,
Yeah.
right? Abuelitas, House of Fun. So at Graham's Eatery, they had they had some pork roll, and they called it pork roll, which made me feel like it was a reason to order it. Had they called it Taylor ham,
That's another distinction, isn't it?
That is
Taylor
correct.
ham is north, I'm assuming.
yes.
Okay.
Also, hoagie submarine. If you're north of Trenton, there is a chance that you're going to call it a submarine. And I don't know, a sub sandwich,
Doesn't do it for you.
a sub sandwich is is like a thing. A sub for me is like a meatball sub. Okay? You know what I mean? A meatball sub. So like a meatball sub is like a meatball, meatball
I got it.
with
A meatball
tomato
sandwich
sauce.
in long form.
A meatball, yes, long meatball sandwich is a meatball sub. But a hoagie is an Italian hoagie. It could be a turkey hoagie. You know what I mean? But if you just say hoagie, a hoagie, that's what the New Yorkers...
You can't say meat. So hoagie has to be sliced deli meats. Can't be meatball hoagie.
What an interesting...
I'm guessing that's what the distinction you're making in your mind is.
Yeah.
So can you have a Taylor pork roll hoagie?
Yes, but it's only a Taylor pork roll hoagie. It's a Taylor pork roll sandwich if it comes on a Kaiser roll or if it comes on a torpedo roll. But here's the distinction.
Torpedo. Now you're adding more to the mix.
Here's
so a
the
torpedo
distinction,
roll
though.
comes from a sub sandwich, obviously. You wouldn't
Okay.
call it it's a torpedo. You never call it it's a torpedo roll that makes a sub sandwich, correct?
Okay, so
I'm guessing. I'm wondering. I'm
I'm
asking.
not from the northern parts, so I couldn't really...
Well, you called it a torpedo roll.
Well, I was trying to make it as a hoagie roll, sure.
We're getting.
Well, but hold on, hold on.
I need a chalkboard.
Maybe we should... I've actually got a good buddy. His name's Matt Buddha, and he's involved in a sandwich shop down in Philly, and it would be interesting to make sure that we put the logic, the table together for a true appreciation of what is a sub, what is a grinder, what is a hoagie, and what I was going to tell you was a Taylor pork roll hoagie is a long sandwich with the addition of lettuce, tomato, and onion. Okay,
but aren't those sandwiches always? It's always cooked, right? You got to cook. You don't eat Taylor pork whole.
Yes.
It's a
question though. Can you eat Spam raw?
Yeah, of
you
course it's
can eat
cooked.
it. Yeah,
Yeah, it's cooked.
I mean, you can eat Taylor pork roll.
Right, but you don't.
You don't. You
Right.
usually don't. The thing that's so special about Taylor
You
pork
can eat
roll.
a hot dog cold too, but you don't. You know.
Right. Although, have you ever had a Vienna sausage?
It's been a while, but
What is that?
it's a little hot dog.
That's disgusting. I used to eat those as a kid. My mom thought it was appropriate to feed me that with white rice. Often. Like open up. I remember as a kid. I love you, Mom. I love you so much. Mom would just make a big old thing of white rice and then just pop open a can of Vienna sausage. And I would like hit the side of it.
They're the tiny cans, right? They're
It's
always
a
the
little
tiny
baby
cans.
can.
Yeah.
Yup. And then like this gelatinous mess would just slip
So
out.
wouldn't heat it up.
No. I don't think you're supposed to. Are you?
You certainly could.
I guess
I
you
think it's
could.
like a cocktail, like 1950s hors d'oeuvre thing, from what I would gather. I think.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I
don't
could
think I've
eat
ever
one, but I don't want to. Like I could
anymore. It's not
muckle
going to
one
bring
down.
back those nice memories of childhood. I'll surprise you one day. Big plate of rice.
Oosh. Anyway,
Okay, wait. So,
okay.
Taylor pork roll
hoagie,
I don't think that exists.
a pork roll hoagie. No, it doesn't. I've never seen one. Should
Right.
we invent it like we did the hot dog
No,
sandwich?
keep it classic. I say keep it classic. But
Okay.
I'm still curious. So, pork roll exists outside of New Jersey, of course. You rarely see it outside of New
Rarely
Jersey.
see it outside of Jersey. That's correct.
So, it was in Pennsylvania at this
Yep.
diner.
Yep.
Did they also have scrapple?
I'm almost certain.
definitely. I'm going
that
to
they
say
did.
for certain
I'm
they had
almost
scrapple.
certain.
So
they
that's
did.
another super geographic.
Yeah, like of the place.
Right.
Like
So it's like
champagne.
kind of where-
France has champagne and
Western
fucking-
Philadelphia has scrapple.
and Western Philadelphia.
Western Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing this is kind of like the border where the two things meet,
Yes.
right? This
Yes.
is where Scrapple meets Taylor ham pork roll.
Scrapple meets pork roll is the.
This is like you were at the crossroads.
Yes.
Right.
We're at exactly. We're at like the imaginary boundary
Where
between.
they could both get along.
Yeah. What was the place in *Handmaid's Tale*? I forget too. It's a real company. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So the best thing about pork roll, besides that, when you eat something. When we had Julian Shapiro on the show, he was always very specific about just how much pink salt you're supposed to add to things.
Well, you got to be careful.
Okay. Well, I know you have to be careful. I know. And why do you have to be careful? Let's just explain this let's appreciate.
It can cause some.
What? Like cancer, stomach issues?
Yeah, saltpeter. I think it's like.
Oh. Are you serious?
Yeah, that's what it is.
No.
Yeah.
No. So
Yeah.
if you don't know what saltpeter is, again, I always reference the childhood experience, but my mom's friend, I won't name who she is, even though I haven't seen her for years, don't even know she's alive. Hope you are. Anyway, she referenced how she was really upset with her boyfriend.
Oh, she laced him?
And so what she did was she had a friend that worked at a prison, and she got a recipe.
Got some great ideas.
She got a recipe for like beef stew or something.
From the prison.
From the prison, because they purposely would add too much saltpeter to the food so that the guys would have a harder time. Huh? How fucked up is that?
That is pretty crazy.
But I had never connected the two, that pink salt, that the nitrate used for all the delicious chorizos and all kinds of things that we enjoy, is actually, it's an assault on.
Yeah, there's nitrate and nitrites, right? I'm,
Okay,
a little hazy on some of the particular details at this point, but that's the reason that they dye it pink, is so you don't mistake it for salt, because it only has like 6% nitrates in it or something like that.
So many,
and the rest is salt
discoveries.
Yeah, so there's like a very low percentage of actual nitrate or nitrites in there. I can't believe I'm fumbling this right now, but
okay,
right,
got it.
Whatever it is, one of those two. There's like 6% in that mixture, and they dye it so that you don't mistake it for normal salts and use it.
Oh my gosh. I never really quite got the full. I was like 8 years old when I heard this, and processing that as a child was like, why wouldn't you want your husband's saltpeter to work? And then I'm like, what does that even mean? Anyway, so yeah, that sounds pretty horrible. Okay, so you gotta be. So what I was gonna say was pork roll. So I hadn't had it in a long time, and one of the coolest things about pork roll is that there's this custom to put a little notch in it, like to give a slice down the center of it, and as it cooks, it looks like a little Pac-Man.
Curls up or something?
Because otherwise it'll curl up.
Oh, otherwise.
So they'll slice it, and then it looks
cute.
like a little, like, like a the
so
Pac-Man.
It allows it to kind of
to stay
up.
flat.
Yeah.
To stay flat. And yeah, so I guess the whole point of this is that, of course, Trenton's the cutoff. We still appreciate the northern part of the state sometimes. Ish.
If you got to go to the airport.
But if you're from Jersey, look, that airport sucks. I fucking hate the Newark airport. Anyway, if you're from New Jersey, what's funny is there were many people growing up that would be like, you're not from Philly, you're from Jersey, right? But you could literally see Philadelphia from like the school I went to. Like literally, it was a mile away.
If you're from Hoboken and you're saying you're from New York, it's the same. It's the same thing.
Okay, but how about this? If you live in Queens,
you're from Queens.
Okay, you're from Queens.
Yeah.
If you live in Queens and you say I'm from New York, just to simplify things for a standard onlooker on the outside, for someone who may not appreciate.
I'm not just simplifying things. You're muddying the waters.
Brackishing the waters?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's move on. Okay. Anyway, a hoagie. I'll give you an example. A cheese steak hoagie. Okay. A cheese
Not a
steak.
sub, not a torpedo.
Nope.
It's
a
a
cheese
hoagie.
steak hoagie. No, well, there's a cheesesteak. I think cheesesteak. I think normal cheesesteak on a roll, on a long roll.
I'm going to be like Carrie and Homecoming. with all
Ribeye.
this-
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
But we're gonna have to dissect this on a future show. But your ribeye sliced down, cooked on a flat top with onion and provolone, or onion and American, or onion and whiz. Right? That's a cheesesteak.
I've never had it with whiz. I've always done the Provi.
Yeah, the whiz. I've been ruined too many times in my movie theater experience with like when you get the pretzels, those like little pretzel logs, and then it comes with that cheese sauce, even if you don't ask for it. And of course, you're like, ooh, like there's some melted plastic.
Cheese food product.
Yeah, salted melted plastic. And you always try it, and you're always like, that's not that good, and you eat like the whole thing anyway. I don't know. Cheese Whiz has that thing for me.
Yeah, it seems like one of the things that was
cheese.
just, simple at the time, but
Kraft.
you would have had provolone if you had the choice.
Yes,
On the beginning.
I'm an American or provolone guy.
Yeah.
When it comes to
American and whiz, kind of the same. Kind of.
kind of. You're right. I'm not. I was just thinking how similar, how not cheese. Again, champagne in
Right.
France. Époisse in France, pork roll, Pennsylvania, South Jersey. Then you have American cheese, which is not. It's not really cheese. That's like, what is that?
I don't know.
Again, we'll have to.
It's tasty sometimes.
Yeah, but anyway, so the moment you say hoagie, the moment you say a cheesesteak hoagie, it is that cheesesteak I just described: bread, ribeye, onion, and some cheese, but then topped with lettuce, tomato, and onion.
Oh.
Pizza steak. Allow me to make the pizza steak, right? Ribeye, long roll with usually mozzarella and tomato sauce. So it's like a parmigiana, right? Pizza steak, right? But pizza steak hoagie, now you just add lettuce, tomato, onion.
Okay.
Okay?
I'm with you.
Okay.
I'm with you. It doesn't work for all things, but
It doesn't work for all things, but this is the distinction. So if you're in Philadelphia and you say, hey, I'll take a pizza steak, they know what they're doing.
Yes.
If you say, I'll take a pizza steak hoagie, they'll look at you side-eyed like,
they don't have
Really?
that stuff. Or they'll make it for you?
They'll make it
You're
for you.
making this up on the spot.
no, they'll make it for you.
Oh, so this actually exists. You're
That's
not
what I'm
just
saying.
coming.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right. I like this tidbit.
Okay, so as soon as you say hoagie,
It means the cold stuff. It means the
it
salad.
means
it means
lettuce,
that
tomato,
drag it through the
onion
garden type of
on
thing.
it. Yes.
Got it. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
How would you put like those sandwiches like stuck together? Like, does it just kind of rest on top? Like, how do you get that in there?
It's a wonderful question, Tony, and it's one that I believe we should probably bring an expert in logistics in for.
Sure.
But in this matter
'Cause you
of
roll it up, it's like part of
supply
the-
chain appreciation, I think if you're going to have a hoagie, it's best to have it on the spot. That is not you don't order
You don't want the steamed.
you don't order a hot hoagie delivered. You order a
Gotcha.
hot hoagie at the place. A la
So
minute.
would you get? I see cheesesteaks on diner menus all the time. Would you get a cheesesteak at a diner? We were kind of talking about this before, like things you do and do not get at diners.
Yeah.
You were at the diner. They had Taylor breakfast sandwiches. Sure.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a place for me for breakfast.
Listen,
I'll get a club sandwich, even though I'm not a huge fan of the club sandwich. I know you are. No, you are. You're a BLT guy.
Listen, I love the club sandwich.
I don't really understand it. I always take it apart.
Okay, so how about this? What would you rather have at a diner, knowing what you know about diners?
What do I know about diners?
We're about to find out. Would you rather have a Greek salad
Yes.
or a hot turkey sandwich?
I'm going to say it depends on the diner, because
Okay.
some of them do, like, you see the turkey there roasted that day.
Okay.
And I never quite understood what do they do with all that extra turkey? Like, they're roasting turkey every day. There's a lot of things about diner menus that mystify me a lot because
I had a friend who worked at a diner and he told me some crazy stories.
Bring it.
So first off, dude, my poor friend Sam, he worked at a place called Ponzio's, which, is like a classic South Jersey diner. And dude, he told me, so I don't know how Sam ended up getting a job as a dishwasher, but he told me that the bus tubs that would come back were just wild, like inappropriate. Like I remember one time him telling me a story about how like it was just stacks. Like, every time you lift a plate that's the bus tub, there's a new surprise. And I could
especially those diner plates, it's all kind of squished down.
Yes, and I can only imagine the kaleidoscope of things that could show up. It could be a Greek salad. It could be a hot turkey sandwich, which I remember was one of the first things I ever ordered at a diner because my uncle told me that's what he got. So I tried it, and I was like, okay. And do you know what a hot turkey sandwich is?
Yeah. It's like usually open face with gravy on top.
Yes,
yeah,
exactly.
A hot brown. That's what it's called.
But the hot brown has cheese on it. This was just lumpy gravy on top of turkey with your choice of bread on the bottom.
Okay.
Okay? And you eat it like a steak.
Yeah.
With like a fork and a knife. But then mozzarella sticks might show up to the party.
Then
mozzarella
sticks are strictly bar food to me.
But dude, they're a big item at the diner. I
like diners.
I'm
at diners somewhat frequently, just for I'll get a Greek salad with chicken souvlaki on top. That's kind of like my go-to. Well, I guess it depends on the diner.
Okay.
You try them out. Sometimes they have like a good dressing. Sometimes they don't.
Yeah. What is your dressing of choice?
Well, there it's like I don't know. Some
French
kind of
dressing?
No, it's some kind of Greek style Italian dressing, right? It's got herbs. It's just on the side. It's not like in a bottle. But
I need to make a quick PSA to all people who have great Greek dressing, all of them, because essentially Greek dressing. I'm not here to offend anyone. I'm just here to observe the truth. But a Greek dressing is essentially just Italian vinaigrette
with dried oregano in it
and feta cheese.
Yeah,
sometimes
it's got the feta cheese in it for sure, which I dig.
You dig that?
Well, I mean, I'm at a diner. It's the
no, I get it. But one time I made a oriatiki salad. The Greek peasant salad.
Yeah,
and I had a Greek friend over.
What'd you put in? Tomatoes,
cucumbers,
olives,
bell peppers, olives, red onion, not the pepperoncini, like that, and then of course oregano, red wine vinegar, olive oil, right? But I made a fatal mistake, and I didn't realize that I had made this fatal mistake, and I lost a friend over it.
What?
Yeah.
You killed him?
He was fucking pissed, and honestly,
Greek.
He was Greek. He was Greek. He was so Greek that like the hair from the back of his head would connect with his neck hair and his back hair, and he just looked like a werewolf. Watching him jump into the pool was the best. It would anyway. So, but dude, he got all pissed off at me because the final touch for me. And I did learn, and I'm glad he corrected me, but the final touch, I went like Salt Bay on the cheese, and I even got the nice sheep's milk barrel aged feta. I spare no expense for my friends, especially when they have lots of hair. And but what I did was I crumbled the feta.
Oh, instead of a nice slab.
He's like, you fucking ruined it. And I said, what the fuck do you mean? I got the good feta. And he's like, how do you know I want feta on my on my Greek salad? And I said, it's
what kind of Greek
a
are
fucking
you?
ingredient.
Yeah.
No? And he goes, not for every bite. And I said, not for every bite. And he said, so I'm going to have some Lavraki.
You made a chopped salad, basically.
Well, he's like, so we have this beautiful whole branzino We hit it with all kinds of beautiful olive oil and lemon. I want to be able to take a bite of tomato without it adulterating my palate with feta. I want to be able to eat a piece of cucumber and cleanse my palate. And I want to choose my experience with the feta. It's not every bite. It's the bites I choose. And I couldn't believe how upset he was. He actually was really pissed off.
Really?
On the inside, I was like, he's just upset because he's got more hair on his neck than he does on the top of his
It's
head.
just bad you made it better than he would make it. I like that. I mean, I'm with you. I'm with you. Like, I never understood why it was a big slab because I'd always cut it. I always chop that part up and mix it up with everything.
Well, now look, listen. Now, I respect the tradition, and I do it with chunks, and I understand and appreciate.
Oh, so big chunks. I just
do
chunks.
one big ass slice
Okay.
on each plate of the salad once it goes out.
So you learned your lesson.
I learned my
taught
lesson.
You.
I learned my lesson, and I hit it with a little olive oil and a touch of oregano.
Yeah.
Right. But anyway, okay. So he was telling me one time that that there was all these plates stacked, and each time, again, in the search for diplomacy, it probably would have been nice if the front of house staff would have scraped the food off of each of the plates as they were being stacked instead of just throwing shit into a bus tub. So wise up, FOH, wise up. But anyway, he told me one time he was going through these stacks and he actually enjoyed seeing the kaleidoscope of orders that could come in, because it could be like a patty melt, a grilled cheese, a fried mozzarella stick,
crab stuffed sole. That's all.
Yes, wings.
There's always sole. I'm like, where are you guys keeping
Omelet.
this sole?
I know. You're
They've
right.
got 5 frozen soles in the back. They just. Oh. I mean, it's always frozen, but many times.
Yes.
Dover sole.
Cheesecake. There's just all these things. Surf and turf. Salisbury steak.
Yeah.
It's a gyro. You just never know. But he said that on one of the occasions, there was a big ass bag of blow.
God.
Within the stacks. And he was like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? I think he was young, 16 or something. We didn't know about that shit. I think he just tossed it or whatever. But it was apparent that somebody had thrown their stash or left their stash or whatever the case was. And that on this entire, the whole shift goes by. And then he sees people from a table looking around, trying to figure out where the fuck it probably went.
They're waiting for
They're
him
in and out of the bathroom, whatever, right?
Uh-huh.
Meanwhile, they had no idea that they had tucked it under their green goddess dressing.
What would you not order from a diner?
I'm one who likes to make mistakes. I'm one who likes to pay the consequences. I have ordered a lot of random shit. I have. And it's one of the things about the diner that I love is, I want to start with a little wingy, right? A little crisp chicken wing, right?
What time of day is this though? Because that kind of defines.
Does it matter?
It doesn't. No,
Does it matter? In my old age, I have wisened up, and I have a pretty standard order, Tony. Now, we could go a few different directions. We could go wing, of course. I feel like wing is a safe bet in most situations.
I would never order wings from a diner.
You never would.
That's getting into the mozzarella stick territory for me, as far as
okay,
bar food, I think.
All right. So when would you order wings? Does it have to come with drink-in, or can you have wings in a non bar
I guess I just
environment?
have diners for me as brunchy.
Yeah.
Going into late lunch, but burgers, of course, any time of the day.
Okay, but see, I won't order burgers at the diner. I won't do it anymore.
I hear you.
I've made that mistake too many times.
Too many times.
You know what it is? It's always that prefabricated, frozen block with the wax paper. You see it already. Mm-hmm. Some of them have that
That's
little
why I'll go
doily ridge on the outside.
Yeah,
okay.
chicken gyro. That's what I'll do.
You'll do chicken gyro.
Yeah, chicken gyro, gyro deluxe. I don't know why they don't just say with fries.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But or the Greek salad with the chicken Slovakia on top.
Okay. See, that's a safe bet because
I'm not at a diner for an experience. I'm there because there's nothing else to do.
You want to be
I want
satiated.
to answer a few emails and I'm not. It's not a family event. It's me alone at the bar.
Oh, okay, got it. Usually, I have two diner like things. It's either I want breakfast for lunch because I'm usually not up. I'm not eating
eggs. Always a good place to just stop and get some eggs.
But I won't.
I love how they just you need a diner in every. You just need that sometimes. Somewhere you can kind of get a little bit of everything. No muss, no fuss.
Yeah.
Right. You just need to eat sometimes.
No, I agree. You know what I also love about diners is that there's a sense of community in diners because I love watching like just the interactions of guests with the staff and how often you can just tell there's that standing order that one old trucker dude has. And like as soon as he sits down, like there's just something so sweet and nostalgic about seeing like, Flo walks over, drops the coffee. How you doing, Phil? And it's like, even those creamers, the little plastic creamers that are on top of every single, station, every table setting has them. There's something very warming to me about that.
They can't change, right? I wonder if the first diner opened with like 10 things on the menu and it's just been growing ever since. They just never take something away.
Do you think the first diner was owned by a Greek guy?
Could have been.
Do you think there's any diners not owned by Greek guys?
Do you think there are diners in Greece? Because I somehow don't think so.
I highly doubt it. But what was I going to say? So if
you learned your lesson, So you
burgers.
get wings.
I won't get burgers.
You won't get burgers.
I won't get burgers because you're never going to get a temp on that burger.
The dinner item, the special dinner items, of which there are generally plenty of.
Yeah.
Seafood dishes. I've seen lobster on diner menus.
As have I.
Crab meat, stuffed, everything.
Yeah.
From
What's
the
up with
sole
that?
again to
Flounder
mushrooms.
Imperial. There are people who get that, Tony.
Yeah, I know.
Why would you keep it on the menu if do you wonder? I wonder if when they sell the stuffed flounder, if it's like a mad scramble. It's like the furthest reaches of the walk-in.
Well, that's one thing pretty magical about diner, how they can create so many different things out of
thin air.
There's not 30 people working in the back, or that they have 10 different walk-ins for the size of those menus.
I know.
They have one. It's called menu clocking, where you can make 2 items out of like 3.
That's called menu clocking?
Yeah, that's what I learned in culinary school. I haven't heard it since, but that's what they call that. So that how many items can you make out of the same ingredients?
They call that menu clocking.
Like the burgers on a diner, right? It's like you add a different cheese, it becomes a different item on the menu. It's still a burger, but it has Swiss and mushrooms on it instead of American and bacon.
Did you know that Dave Thomas from Wendy's invented? Well, he clocked their burgers because they were always fresh, supposedly at Wendy's, always fresh burgers, and that's why they added chili to the menu, because the burger meat that they didn't sell from that night they would put in chili. So that's why the potatoes topped with chili and all that stuff became such a thing. They really wanted to market it so that they had a menu item to sell for the leftover burger meat.
Huh. It's always something like that.
It's always
then it ends up selling like the chili ends up selling more than, I'm not saying this happened in the case of Wendy's, but the thing starts selling more, the byproduct starts selling more than the thing, so you have to buy the stuff nugget just for the byproduct. Yeah.
Okay, tenders, safe, right?
Yeah, it's still into the bar food. I think I don't like fried things at a diner. Maybe that's it.
Okay,
got it. Maybe that's what gets me.
You know what I always get? Omelets.
I've had a patty melt tuna melt. I'm sorry. That used to be my thing years ago to get like a tuna melt. There was this one place that great tuna melts. I don't know why. I would never do that now.
Interesting.
I don't know why.
It was your inner grandmother.
I guess so.
I had a teacher in 3rd grade, dude. Mrs.
I think in New York City you can get some pretty good diner items.
Yeah, I bet.
In general. You're hungry at 2 a.m. You're all banged up after working however many hours, and that diner's always open.
No, it's great. It's great. The diners are the best. I was going to tell you, I had a teacher, Mrs. Crahand, who was a fanatical handwriting. My handwriting is still not good.
Your penmanship, you mean?
Penmanship, yes, sorry. And she would force every single student to go up to her. She would review your penmanship and correct, when you did the a little extra whoa on the Z. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? She would make sure it was always tight. Dude, I don't know what was up with her, but she loved tuna melts. And I've never eaten a tuna melt in my entire life. Bro, because she would...
You're a big tuna salad guy.
I love tuna salad, just not with cheese and bread and open face.
I don't know why. I wouldn't do it again. But for some reason, I went through a phase.
She would be like, come here, fix the H. And she'd be like eating her tuna melt.
I had a 3rd grade teacher who eat tuna out of the can too.
And I swear she would purposely like little bits would fly onto my paper, and the tuna melt just automatically brought me there. I'm so sorry.
I understand.
Okay. She was a nice lady. Actually, she wasn't that nice, but she made sure that I never got into a tuna melt. But an omelet. I love an omelet.
Of course. What else are you going to go to a diner for? Really? I mean, that's...
Well, it's also because I just won't make omelets at home because I'm so into my crispy olive oil fried eggs. That's like my breakfast. If I'm making some breakfast, and I'm not the biggest fan of the way diners usually sunny side up things. There's usually it's a little too under, Huh.
I hear you. Go over easy or?
Over easy is a good way. Yep. But I've also now become accustomed to the pasture raised, really nice eggs.
Yeah, getting too
and
fancy.
When they're real light yellow, I don't know. I can almost taste the factory.
Too fancy.
Yes, yeah. I'm totally a bougie bitch at this point in my life. Yes. But an omelet, one, I don't make them at home, and two, I feel like that's something that they do so well.
Yeah.
Most diners crush a Western omelet.
I'll usually get the spinach feta. I don't like a Western omelet. I don't like the peppers in it.
Really?
No.
Okay, so talk to me about omelets real quick, because I'm sure that this was a whole course in your culinary school.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
I feel like you can't come out of... I feel like it's one of the first and most important things you learn is an omelet.
Maybe not the first, but definitely it's one. The simple things are always difficult to master.
Yeah.
Right? That's just kind of how it is. Who's that sushi show? Hero Dreams of Electric Sheep or something? What is it?
It's Hero Dreams of Sushi.
Hero Dreams of Sushi, where the guy works on the omelet station for 5 years.
Oh, right, the tamago.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, they take it a little bit too far. A little bit. Just a little bit too far.
The Japanese definitely, they're such sweet people, but they are the ultimate hazers.
Well, Hero, for sure.
Dude,
took that omelet to the mat.
Imagine? Can you imagine? We have staff now that within 2 months is how come I'm not a manager?
Talk about trauma bond. You haven't made the omelet right for 5 years now. Try again tomorrow.
That's so fucked up. And then maybe once you figure out this one course, you can make rice.
I just remember that it's always about protecting the pan, right? There's always the omelet pan. That's a Teflon pan that you have to make sure nobody else in the kitchen grabs, so they fuck it up. Ding it up or something like that. So you're always very protective of the pans that you have for the omelets.
Interesting.
You wrap them in side towels, then in plastic, and hide it somewhere under a fridge or something, or behind something in the walk-in, so you always know where they are, so nobody else grabs them.
Oh, and when was the last time you made a diner in a restaurant setting?
Made a diner?
I'm sorry, made an omelet in a restaurant setting.
Christ.
Yeah.
I mean, in a restaurant set? I mean,
Never. Never?
not never.
Did you ever work at a diner?
No, I never worked at a diner.
Okay. Did you
But
ever?
for sure, we'd have like special orders.
How about on the cruise ships?
I think they did it on a flat top, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
I think they did a flat top omelet.
How about at like a hotel? Did you ever do like hotel brunch? Like at a station, like an omelet station?
I've definitely worked omelet stations before.
Okay.
It's escaped me right now where that was.
All right.
But
So let me ask you this. So this is the reason I asked this, right? Let's say my class, I like going veggie omelet because the bacon or whatever you put in it loses its texture once you roll it into the omelet. So I like that separately. So it's like a little, it's like, the salty, crispy bacon becomes like a little textural change in your experience. Of course, you got to overthink everything. But when you make an omelet, let's say I want peppers, onions, mushrooms, and cheese. Are you supposed to saute off the veggies first?
I would, yeah.
You would?
Yeah.
And
But, in a restaurant, you're cooking that off. You have to cook the mushrooms off before.
right, because there's too much water. Okay.
So you'd saute that up before and then just add it to the top.
I see. Okay.
And that's, you can get away with a lot in omelets these days where it's just scrambled eggs you don't scramble, basically.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
Instead
it's
of
a
doing
scramble.
the super French, kind of runny in the middle type thing with the three folds.
So let's see. I want to look up my diner that I can remember the most. The one that's like the iconic diner of my childhood is a place called Ponzio's in Cherry Hill.
We didn't have diners when I was growing up. Well, we had casinos. So we had coffee shops in casinos.
Dude, what's the Pepper Mill? I feel like is like a very famous diner-y kind of spot.
Yeah, we just called them coffee shops.
Oh, okay, you call them coffee shops. All right, so here let's take a little gander into the wide world of this diner's menu, which, by the way, looks like it's still on a placemat, which I can
They
appreciate.
had 800,000 of those things printed in 1965.
Dude, and they always have like that's what we should make. With our sponsors, all 40 of them. We should do the placemat. You know how they would have like the local electrician or the handyman or whatever?
Yeah.
All right, so we've got.
That's what we should do?
Yes, that's what we should do. Yeah, we should make placemats. Okay, so it looks like they've got sticky cinnamon rolls, muffins, Danish, fruit, yogurt parfait, cereals, cold.
I never understood. I know this is coming up, so I'm just going to get right to it.
Yes.
But why do diners think that cottage cheese is a diet menu item? Every time there's a diet menu, and it'd be like a cantaloupe with cottage cheese or a diet burger with cottage cheese on. I'm not joking. I've seen that before.
Dude, now let me tell you something.
Is cottage cheese a diet item?
It is.
Because it's made with skim milk or something?
Yes, it's high protein. It's not high in fat. There's not a bunch of fat. And yes, I believe it's
the only place I've seen cottage cheese on a menu ever. Is on the diet section of a diner.
It's really funny. I don't think there's ever. I don't even know if I've ever had cottage cheese.
I appreciate how the desserts are all throwbacks too, though. They're all. It's like you walked into 19. Yeah,
it is.
It's classics that could have been retired, but they're still there for your
Should have been
appreciation.
retired?
Coulda, shoulda.
Like the coconut cream, whatever. Oh, dude! Right now we're looking at the Ponzio's. Look at that bakery section, like that.
Oh, that's an amazing looking diner.
Ponzio's is pretty rad.
All right,
it's pretty rad. I'm trying to
That's
download
top-notch.
their menu.
There's some,
but it's just
less fancy diners out there.
That's what you want, Tony, right there. That's your go-to. Oh, the internet's not great in here. That's your go-to right there. See that?
That looks great. That looks fantastic. Are there grape leaves on that Greek salad?
There is.
Yes. And tzatziki?
It looks like it is. We got a hard-boiled egg. We've got grilled chicken. We've got the chunk slice of feta. We've got the dolmades, the stuffed grape leaves. We've got red onion. We've got tomato. We've got olive. We've got it all.
Italian dressing with dried oregano in it to make it Greek dressing?
Yes.
Fantastic.
A Cherry Hill staple since 1964, this popular diner serves up American eats and house-made baked goods.
South Jersey, right?
South Jersey.
See you there.
Well, diners. We love them. And just don't get a surf and turf there. Don't get a steak at the diner. We appreciate you.